because this is our first time annotating, before the lesson, I created this key up here, and we just kind of brainstormed together what are ways that we could mark up a text. What are we writing down? And we kind of came up with connections, text to world, text to self connections. Talked about how we could ask questions, we could make inferences, we could point out text features, which is always an easy go-to. We are monitoring for meaning, and we're determining importance. So immediately in the subtitle right here, we see civil rights leaders honor the march and the speech that changed the United States. And so I didn't think that my students would know who civil rights leaders are, so I asked that question. I just circled it. And as I'm modeling, I'm saying things like, now who? Like, what's a civil rights leader? And then I underlined that this was written in 2013, so it's pretty recent. And I noticed a text feature that's a picture of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And then I talked about how this was a caption that went with that picture. And I was making a personal connection down here where I'm talking about the Lincoln Memorial and how I know from background knowledge that that's in Washington, D.C. And the date was August 28th, and that's the day we had this lesson. So I wrote, oh, that's today. This is going on today. And we talked about how jobs and freedom. And we had a question like your job, like free in your job, like you need to be you need to have freedom in your job. So that was just me modeling my metacognition. Is that what that means? And so, I continue to go through the lesson that way. For lack of a better word, I just kind of play like a sixth grader. I try to let my mind go like a sixth grader. What would a sixth grader ask? And I try to read the article from that perspective.